Some of these early contracts that other players are getting from other franchises are going to affect the Eagles going forward. And two notable ones that are kind of crazy right now. And the Eagles have a lot of players to pay in the next few years, and a lot to look forward to there. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the Eagles Super Bowl ring ceremony. Those Super Bowl rings, oh my God.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was.
What is going on, guys? Hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. A lot to discuss regarding the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the number one thing is, you see these other players from these other franchises, these guys that are getting big contracts. The Eagles, you draft some guys, they're playing really well, and then you're starting to figure out, can the Eagles pay some of these players in the near future? Because certain positions now are getting very expensive. And I think the first contract that we did see was TJ Watt. Okay. The 3 years, $123 million and $41 million guaranteed. I mean, that's just insane. No wonder the Eagles don't want to pay players at 30 plus. Sorry, 30 years of age plus, because it's just ridiculous. TJ Watt's brother, JJ Watt, got paid the amount of money that he's getting paid in 1 year in 12 years of his entire career, which is just crazy. We know that this edge position, okay, didn't pay Milton Williams, didn't pay Josh Sweat. This edge rushing position was a $30+ million position. That the Eagles didn't want to put that money out there because there are so many other guys that you have to pay, and you want to keep this youth movement going. And the number one thing the Eagles need to do the next few years is to draft well. You draft well, you don't have to worry about, having to pay everybody. You let guys walk, you let guys be fulfilled, and you really put a lot into your draft picks. If Nolan Smith has a big year this year, a big money could be coming to him. Jalix Hunt, if he really shows up this year, could be thinking down the road that big money will be coming to him as well. Just remember, Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith are from the same draft, so both of those guys are going to need deals. Both of those positions are very expensive as of right now, but Howie Roseman's done a pretty good job on signing guys early, like A.J. Brown right now. I mean, he's the 13th highest paid wide receiver. Even with the new extension, which is nuts. And Devontae Smith isn't even sniffing top 15 when it comes to highest paid receivers in the league. These players are so selfless. I understand they want their money. They want a good financial foundation. I understand that. They want the bag. But Howie Roseman does right by the team, and these players do right by the team as well, which loyalty is not a very big thing in the NFL when it comes to players. Then even want to talk about cornerback. It wasn't too long ago where Sauce Gardner from the New York Jets, got paid being the highest paid corner in the league at $30.1 million per year. And you got to look at it down the road because Quinyon Mitchell's going to need a contract. And then obviously Cooper DeJean's going to need a contract as well. Now we know Cooper DeJean's contract will probably be a lot cheaper. We heard from Vic Fangio this past offseason after the Super Bowl win that he's going to keep him at that inside corner nickel position. But I think the Eagles are going to do right by him. I don't think they're just keeping him at that position because it's it's cheaper money at that position, because he's got way too much versatility, way too much value. He could almost play anywhere on the field. And I would say 4 to 6 years down the road, like Cooper DeJean could probably be an outside corner for the Eagles. We don't know where he's going to play. I think he'll be a Swiss Army knife, a Malcolm Jenkins type piece for this defense where they can really move him anywhere. So I think in the future, they'll find that future inside guy or somebody that could take that spot, and they'll take Cooper DeJean and throw him anywhere in this defense just to get on per game matchups that they want him to go guard some certain players in the league. Then you have Quinyon Mitchell. That's the 9th best corner in the league. And I think his statistics would have looked a lot better this year because he dropped like 4 to 6 interceptions this year, but played phenomenal. And obviously Slay being that mentor to him, well, that was a huge help having Slay here while Quinyon was kind of getting used to everything. And he's going to need a big contract as well. So cornerbacks are getting very expensive. And, the Eagles used to not put too much money into this position. They did at one point on big-time free agents, and then they started putting Band-Aids on the position for a lot of years, and finally you drafted 2 DBs last draft, and it was the best thing that ever happened to us. I mean, that draft was probably one of the luckiest drafts we ever been in, because 14 offensive players were taken off the board with the first 14 picks, which slid Cooper DeJean early in the second. Should have been a first-round pick. You got 2 first-round talents. Can't wait to see what their future looks like. They're only going to get better over time. So when these other players are getting paid, you got to look at the Eagles and say, they got to save as much cap as possible. They can't hold on to everybody the next few years. They're going to have to be very selective, and this is where Howie Roseman's going to have really big options to do whatever he wants. I don't think Howie Roseman is going to sign players in season, just because he doesn't really do that anymore, because I think it does cause distractions. I remember at the Super Bowl meetings this past year, he did say that he doesn't like signing players during the year. I think that's a change that they did make. So when it comes to all these contracts, the Eagles are going to have a lot to pay the next few years for the future. And I think it's set in stone, and I'm not really worried about who they're not going to pay. I think they will be able to pay everybody, and Howie Roseman's very good at trying to free up cap space in some sort of way. So I'm not really worried about it at all, but I thought these numbers are really interesting. Now we're going to talk about the Super Bowl ring. Now, the Eagles had the ring ceremony last night. You had seen, obviously, all the players with their wives, and, just everybody kind of together in one spot, okay? Because back in 2017, we got our first Super Bowl. I didn't really know how these ring ceremonies and what they do. And they all sit down in this big banquet hall room. It's all decked out in Eagle stuff all over the place, very fancy, and they're watching pretty much a movie of the entire season. I saw on Keely Ringo's Instagram, he live streamed the entire thing. Pretty much they're showing like a movie of the 24 season, them watching it, and then finally receiving their rings. I got to say, it was one of the most emotional moments, but seeing this ring for the first time, a much bigger ring. It's got 145 diamonds in it, I think, what represents the postseason Super Bowl points all together in this ring. What I really liked about this ring a lot is, obviously you have the two Super Bowl trophies behind the Eagles logo. On the side of the ring, you have the Eagles word art, which I really do like on it. Diamonds going all up and down from the side, bottom of the ring. But what I really liked about it was obviously the wings. Now, I didn't know what was going to happen with this ring, because remember, this ring was the ring ceremony was supposed to be, I think, in June, and they moved it to July for some weird reason. I think they were still working on this ring. The Eagles wings are on the front bottom part of the ring, which I thought looks so good. And then to find out later on, as the night was going on, that there is a button literally on this ring that pops the wings out. They have to trademark this. And obviously on the text inside, when the wings pop out, it says, "You can't be great without the greatness of others." And that was obviously a Nick Sirianni quote that all the players have said all year. I mean, this thing looked like a damn transformer. I mean, it was absolutely insane. Not even trying to be biased, man. This is like probably one of the best rings I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. I mean, this blows the 2017. The 2017 ring was very classy. The Eagles have to trademark these wings popping out of the ring, so no other teams could do this or use this for any sort of way. And I think that's what they really need to do. What I really liked about this was seeing the reactions to the players kind of opening up the boxes, seeing their rings. I think my favorite one so far was Jalix Hunt, because when you see a rookie just get their Super Bowl ring going into their second year, it just puts a smile on your face, man. Your rookie year, bro, you win a Super Bowl, and it's not like he was a rookie and he was on practice squad and wasn't really a part of it. Like, he was a part of it. Started late in the rotation, late in the year, and then he just really just came through in the playoffs and played so well and was so disruptive, and just someone else to be very excited for this 2025 season. That was the reaction that I was like, I started to get emotional over, because I can't imagine as a rookie, your first year, you have a ring on your finger and you were a big part of that ring. I thought this entire thing was absolutely brilliant. I thought it was really nice, and I could be watching those videos all day. I watched so many of them, and through the night, we were all excited to see what the ring was going to look like, and when it did, we were see the reactions from the players. It was an awesome thing to see, and I really hope that we see more of these over the years, because I want this ring to evolve. It's got a lot of bling, it's got a lot of flavor, and it's got things that I never thought this ring would be created like this. So I was actually really surprised. This ring is beautiful, beautiful ring. Let me know what you guys think about the Super Bowl ring. But other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. So we obviously talked about future contracts, what the contracts of TJ Watt, Sauce Gardner, how it's going to affect the Eagles going forward. And we just talked about the Super Bowl rings. What do you think about the Super Bowl rings? Do you love them? Do you hate them? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more Eagles news every single day. And make sure you hit the like button because it helps out tremendously. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Training camp in a couple days. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.